Welcome. Today I have a restorative practice for you. Sonali suggested it last week, so here we go. We're using a bolster the whole time, and a blanket might be really nice. We're using it at the end to stay nice and cozy and warm. You might also benefit from a block or a pillow, but otherwise, I think we're all set. So I hope you enjoy it. If you do, let me know. Comments below, subscribe, like the video, share it with friends, family. Thank you for being here. Let's start lying down on the mat. Your legs long, and use your bolster to prop the backs of your knees slightly up. As you make your way there, just take a moment to make yourself comfortable. So there might be a bit of shifting of those shoulders, those shoulder blades. Maybe the head can move back some, your chin slightly draw in. Rest your hands wherever is comfortable. You could rest them on the belly or by your side. And then bring your attention to the lower part of the body and start with your hips. And allow that hip area to be comfortable. And there's a bit of a bend through your knees. Then allow your femur bones, your thigh bones, to slightly rotate outward. Allow your feet to also kind of point to the sides. The left foot slightly to the left, the right foot slightly to the right, as long as that is comfortable. And then allow your exhales to relax you just a little further towards the floor, towards the ground. If you'd like, your eyes could close here. Lengthening your inhales just a little bit. And then effortless exhales. As you make your way into your practice today, noticing if the mind's a bit more active, if there is a dialogue happening, a flow of thoughts. And then allow all of that, no need to resist or stop. And then come back to your breath and follow without forcing your inhales and your exhales. We'll take a couple more breaths. And then from here, we'll move the bolster just a little bit higher, more kind of towards the hips, more under the thighs. We'll keep the knees bent and the feet wide, and then we'll drop the knees towards one side. You still have the support of your bolster under your thighs. And you could keep your hands where they are, or you could take your arms out. Your palms facing up towards the ceiling, and maybe give your fingers a little wiggle. Soften them down, and if you'd like, turn your head to look in the opposite direction of your knees. Eyes might stay closed. Keep reminding your attention to return inward, maybe to the sensations in your body at this moment, maybe back to your breath. And give yourself a couple more breaths here. And then you make your way onto the other side. So your knees are going to lift back up. You might take a moment, maybe shift a bit side to side, a little rocking left to right on the back of your hips, your sacrum. And then allow your knees to drop to the other side, your thighs still supported with your bolster. And then as well, if you'd like, you could turn your head, look in the opposite direction of your knees. And you could keep your arms as they are, or you could switch. Maybe this time your arms reach overhead. Keeping your elbows slightly bent, palms facing up, nice and easy. And then once again, pausing here, allowing the breath to flow through the body, your attention to stay inward, or keep reminding it to come to this moment, into the body with the breath. And then as you're ready, bringing those knees back up, your head back through center. And bringing your arms onto the belly. Keep your knees bent, your feet nicely planted. We'll begin to move a bit through the spine, kind of like a reclined cow and cat. So you're going to come into your cow pose by bringing the tailbone a bit more towards the floor. You'll feel your lower back slightly lift, your belly kind of lift too. And then as you exhale, you're coming a bit more into cat spine. So you'll feel your tailbone tuck between the legs, your lower back come more towards the ground and your belly lower. And then do that a few more times. Pairing it with your breath. Your inhales can be that cow pose, that ballooning of the belly. Your exhales can be that cat, that lowering of the belly. And let's find a couple more. And when you've had enough of this, we'll move the bolster now to the back of the hips. So you're going to bring your feet a bit closer together, kind of go into a bridge pose and then slide the bolster right there under your sacrum. A supported bridge. So your sacrum is going to rest on your bolster. It should feel comfortable, so it might take a few adjustments. Just make sure you've got that bolster in the right place for you. And then you can choose what to do with your legs here. You could keep your knees bent, your feet planted. You could let your knees drop away from one another, the soles of the feet together. You could also take your feet wider, knees lifted, or you could extend your legs all the way out. So again, a few choices. Also some choices with your arms. And then once again, coming back to the breath, to the sensations in the body. Maybe eyes closed. Easy breath. And take a couple more breaths. And then as you're ready, bring those knees up if you had them wide. And then we're going to take the legs up towards the ceiling. So start by bringing those knees in towards your chest. You can start with the heels heavy towards your glutes. Your sacrum is still on your bolster. And then you can play with extending one leg up towards the ceiling, maybe giving your ankle a few rolls. If you'd like, you could support that leg with your arm, your hand. And then you could switch, bend back that knee, extend the other, again, maybe with the support of your hand, a few rolls through your ankle. And then if it feels comfortable, you might extend both legs up towards the ceiling. Again, you could use the support of your hands or not. And if you'd like, again, closing eyes and taking a few moments here. And remind your jaw to relax, the muscles around your eyes to soften. And invite some space between your thoughts, easing off. As you're ready, return those feet to the ground. And then this time, we're going to slide that bolster now under the rib cage. So you might hear kind of shuffle a little bit. You might get up, find a seat, and then lower back down onto that bolster. If you find that the bolster is high and you could benefit from a bit of lift of the head, make sure you've got or your block or a folded blanket or a pillow so that you can lift the head. And then again, here you could do anything you'd like with your legs. You could do knees bent, feet planted, legs long, soles of the feet together. But see if you can find that space in the front of the torso, the belly area, the rib cage, and anything that's comfortable with your arms here, you choose. And once you've found your place, eyes can close, attention coming back to the body, to the breath, to this moment as we are. And give yourself a couple more breaths here. And then as you're ready, Make your way up, so you might roll onto one side and then push yourself up into a seat. And then this time we're going to go face down, and you might place your bolster lengthwise, and then sit next to it, one end of it, the bottom end. And we're going to twist towards the bolster and lie on it, your knees facing to the side. As you come into this pose, you might rest your head on the bolster. Maybe again you've got your block or your pillow. You might choose to take your arms out into a T, maybe resting one ear down, looking to the side. If you want to take it a bit more into a twist, you would turn to the opposite side that your knees are facing. You could stay here, or you could play with the legs. You could extend the top leg out, maybe the bottom leg also kind of into an L shape. And as always, make sure that you're comfortable. So if you need to make any adjustments, do so. Just because you put yourself in a spot, in a space, in a shape, it doesn't mean you have to stay there. As you breathe into it, you might make some shifts, you might make some accommodations. And give it a couple more breaths on this side. And then as you're ready, make your way back up, and we'll find the opposite side. So I'm just going to shift my bolster over. And then I'm going to start with my knees bent. I'm going to turn towards the bolster and then lower my torso. Once I get here, I'll explore this side. Maybe I stay where I am. Maybe I turn a little further. Maybe I extend my legs. And again, give yourself, yes, possibilities, your exploration. And then find a place where you can focus on your breath. Maybe you can close your eyes. And find some ease. And whatever you are, a couple more breaths. Maybe longer exhales, maybe even a sigh. And eventually make your way back up. And then you could leave the bolster just as is. And for these last moments of practice in Shavasana, if you have a blanket nearby, you could grab a hold of that. And use your bolster to line up with your spine if that is comfortable. So you don't want it to be too extreme, but you want a bit of opening through your chest, the front body. So make sure the whole spine, including the head, is supported, and then we'll lie onto that bolster. I'm going to cover myself up with a blanket. Tuck my toes, my feet into it. Even my arms. And then I'm allowing that chest to be a bit more open, a bit more spacious. Once you are settled, take a breath in. And exhale out through the mouth, a sigh. Shavasana. And feel free to take your time in Shavasana. But if you'd like to end your practice here, we can do it together. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Take a few little movements, maybe some stretches. Maybe there's even a yawn. And then as you're ready, roll off your bolster, come onto your side. And then use your hands to press yourself up into a seat. Your hands could rest in your lap. You might bring your hands to rest at your chest. Maybe inviting a gentle smile through the face and the eyes. Acknowledging, appreciating the practice itself. Appreciating ourselves, our own practice. Appreciating all those who have practiced with us. Ending with a word that means that the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.